So this is Mike Human, G2M Research in the hot seat here with Mark Jones, talking about what's hot and what's not in the world of storage. Mark is the president of the Fibre Channel Industry Association, or FCIA, and I've known Mark for a few years, so we'll keep this light and interesting.
Oh, great, Mike. Thanks so much for having me.
No
by the way.
problem, Mark.
Good,
Thank
good
you
to see
for,
you again.
for coming by.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit. Obviously, FCIA is focused on Fibre Channel. One of the big things with the show is obviously NVMe over Fabric. So can you talk to me a little bit about where FCIA is going with NVMe over Fabric?
Sure, you bet. Yeah, as you know, we're a big supporter of NVMe over Fabrics. T11, who is our standards organization behind the Fibre Channel standards, started in 2014 to map the Fibre Channel standard to NVMe over Fabrics.
Excellent.
And last year, we've completed that standard, and we're seeing lots of Fibre Channel-based products carrying NVMe over Fibre Channel in the marketplace today.
Excellent.
So it's been great adoption so far for us.
That's really good. I know, if you look at this year, certainly starting last year, you saw a lot of people coming out with Fibre Channel arrays that now support NVMe over Fibre Channel, right? That was always one of the big challenges.
Right.
The array guys seem to be the last guys to the party, but now almost every one of them is supporting NVMe over Fabric.
They're jumping all over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really happy that pretty much the whole ecosystem's in place right now.
Yeah, no, that's great.
From HBAs to switches to all the major array vendors are now either have something in the marketplace or talking about it.
Excellent.
So it's good news for us.
Yeah, it is. It's really good. So what have you guys seen from the standpoint of, what other announcements do you have that you're kind of coming out with?
Well, the big deal for Fibre Channel, if you've been around it a long time, and I know you have.
You know I have.
Is that, about every 3 to 5 years we change in speeds.
Yes.
So going back quite a few years, I think in the 90s, we were 1 gig originally.
Yes.
And then we went to 2 gig, then we added Fabric services, then 4 gig, and so forth. So we're at 32 gig today. And 32 gig is starting to, the shipments of 32 gig are really ramping up. And we're getting to the point now where we're probably going to shortly see that surpass 16 gig.
Oh, okay, great.
So the big news, however, is things don't sit still.
No,
so we've been working very hard on the next standard, and 64 GFC, which we're coining the term Gen 7, because it has a lot of other benefits with it. 64 GFC standard completed last year, and we're starting to see products that are Gen 7 capable enter the marketplace already.
Excellent.
So
Excellent.
it's really good news. And as I said, things don't stand still. 128 GFC is being developed in T11 right now as we speak.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I think the last time you and I worked together was when 16 gig became the predominant speed at that point in time.
Yeah, that dates us
That was
a bit.
a few years ago.
Yeah, we were just
well,
talking about
if you want to really date myself, I actually worked on 1 gig.
Yeah,
so,
me too.
So
I know,
I remember that as well.
Yeah.
So what do you say to the people that say Fibre Channel is kind of passe at this point? You've got 100 gig and then 200 gig Ethernet coming out. Why do you need a dedicated SAN?
Yeah, so to the first point, Fibre Channel is actually doing really well.
Yeah.
This year, we're actually growing again. Deloro posted numbers that shows us up 11% port count over previous year.
Wow, that's
and
impressive.
revenue's up even more than that. So, we've taken a bit of a dip for a couple of years, and now it's really flattening out. I think customers have experimented with things going out to the cloud. And are kind of right-sizing the decisions about where workloads should be.
Yeah.
So we're happy to see some of that come back to Fibre Channel. As far as the speeds go, we typically build our standards to be serial lanes.
Yeah.
So 32 GFC is a single lane of 30 of speed.
Yeah.
And I think Ethernet does a lot of multi-lane speeds. So
that's true. Even the 100 gig is a 4-lane connection.
So to give you some point of view, 64 GFC that we just talked about coming out is actually the fastest single-lane speed available for networking technology today.
Yeah.
So.
And certainly there's still the argument that says having a dedicated SAN versus having converged where you're mixing SAN and LAN traffic together. And I think a lot of people feel more comfortable running dedicated versus.
Yeah, I think, storage people are pretty conservative bunch of people.
Yes, they are.
They don't take chances. They think it through pretty carefully. And there is some comfort with having that air gap between the management network and the storage network.
Exactly.
And, if you talk about security, I mean, there's that inherent security to that I think everybody feels comfortable with.
So security is a big point, right? And we've all seen a lot of the big issues that have come up over the past few
Yeah.
years with big data breaches and everything. What are you seeing that, how does Fibre Channel respond to that? Do you think you have an inherent advantage as a storage protocol over or in a storage fabric
Right.
over some of the other options?
Well, yeah, I mean, just being a separate network, as we said, it is an advantage, but we're not stopping there. I mean,
Right.
we have had a number of standards developed in T11 that are distinctly focused on security.
Okay.
We just completed one recently. It's called SP2, if you're keeping track. But that allows for encryption and a lot of
Okay.
security
Excellent.
capabilities that enhance Fibre Channel's natural security even more. So
Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
it's a really important topic for people.
So beyond the big speeds that are coming out, obviously 64 and then 128.
Yeah.
What are some of the other things that you see kind of as the next kind of big things that we'll see out of Fibre Channel?
Yeah, so we talked about FC NVMe, the mapping. We're already working on the next revision of that standard.
Okay.
It has a very creative name called FC NVMe 2.
Wow. You guys must have thought a long time about
big
that one,
focus
right?
group trying to get that one. But it's actually that it makes perfect sense. It's the natural extension
Yeah.
to hardening and making this standard better. So it incorporates something called sequence level error recovery.
Okay.
So it really brings Fibre Channel class error recovery, which is excellent,
Yeah.
and required for the data center. It brings that to the NVMe
Okay.
connectivity. So
Interesting.
really helps out.
Are you guys looking at some of the NVMe MI sorts of things as well, as far as incorporating that into some of the other management capabilities that Fibre Channel
Yeah,
has?
I'm not aware of that.
Okay,
Not aware
no,
of that
that's
one.
okay.
But there's more
It
going on.
was kind of a loaded question because, like, one of the big things they're doing is zoning. Well, for all those of us who've been around Fibre
Oh,
Channel a
yeah.
long time,
Yeah,
that's
zoning,
been there from day one.
That's
so-
table stakes. right?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's been there from day one.
Yeah.
And name services
Name
also
services
too.
as well. Exactly.
Especially when you scale to very large
Yeah.
configurations, it's nice to be able to see all the elements in the SAN out
Exactly.
there. So, we're doing some other things. A lot of work being focused on congestion management,
Yeah.
and what Fibre Channel already handles congestion excellently.
Yeah.
It's buffer credit based, so you don't have that problem of retransmissions and wasted space in your fabric. So what we're really aiming to do here is to bring some intelligence to all elements in the SAN, so
Okay.
that we can have a very consistent high utilization rate of the fabric,
Right.
giving maximum value to the investment customers
Excellent.
make.
Very good. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No,
or
that's
did I think
about
we
it.
covered it? Okay.
Appreciate the time.
No problem.
And
Thanks
good
again,
luck.
Mark. It's
Thank
always
you.
good to see you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.